It all started with small, odd changes I couldn't ignore. My wife, Emma, had always been an open book, but lately, things felt different. She had started spending more time on her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't share with me. When I asked, she'd laugh it off, saying it was just work stuff. Then there were the late nights. She claimed she was staying late at the office to catch up on projects. But the excuses didn't add up. Emma was a planner, someone who never let work spill into her personal time. Now it was like she was avoiding me. The breaking point came one evening when I walked into the kitchen. Emma was dressed in a way I hadn't seen in months. Heels, a sleek black dress, and makeup that felt too polished for any office meeting. "Where are you going?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Just meeting a few co-workers for dinner," she replied without making eye contact. Her tone was casual, but her eyes, they told a different story. I watched her grab her purse and leave. Something was wrong, and I couldn't shake the feeling. My mind raced with questions. Who was she really meeting? Why was she hiding things from me? As the door closed behind her, I sat down, staring at my cold cup of coffee. The pit in my stomach grew heavier, and I knew one thing for sure. I needed to find out the truth. That night, I decided I wouldn't just sit back and wonder anymore. The next time she left like this, I would follow her. A week later, my chance came. Emma had been quiet all day, barely saying a word to me. Then, as evening rolled around, she slipped into that same polished look. Heels clicking on the floor, a sleek dress hugging her frame. "I won't be late," she said quickly, avoiding eye contact as she grabbed her phone and keys. "All right," I said, pretending not to care. But inside, I was ready. The moment the door shut behind her, I grabbed my jacket and followed. My heart pounded as I kept my distance, watching her get into her car. She didn't drive toward her office. Instead, she headed into town, weaving through traffic like she was on a mission. I kept a safe distance, my palms sweaty on the steering wheel. Finally, she pulled into the parking lot of a cozy little restaurant, a place we used to go to together when we were still happy. My stomach churned as I watched her step out and adjust her dress, clearly trying to impress someone. And then I saw him. A tall, sharply dressed man walked up to her with a wide smile. She smiled back, a smile I hadn't seen in a long time. They hugged, and I felt my chest tighten like a vice. I sat frozen, watching them walk into the restaurant, laughing and chatting as if they didn't have a care in the world. I wanted to storm in, confront her, and demand answers. But I stopped myself. No, I thought, not yet. I needed her to feel the weight of her betrayal in a way she'd never forget. As I drove home, I made a plan that would leave her shocked and regretful. She wouldn't see it coming. Driving home that night, I felt a strange calm settle over me. The pain was still there, but anger had taken its place. I wasn't going to yell, argue, or plead. No, I had something better in mind. When I got back, I looked around the house, the life we'd built together. Every photo, every piece of furniture, every little detail told a story of us. But now those stories felt like lies. I grabbed a suitcase and started packing my things. Clothes, toiletries, anything important to me. All of it went in without hesitation. I wasn't running away. I was leaving to make a statement. Next, I made sure to leave behind just enough evidence for her to understand. I took down the wedding photos from the walls and placed them on the dining table, face down. I left my ring on top of one of them. Then, I wrote a short note. "You made your choice. Now I've made mine." I didn't want to leave her any room for doubt about why I was gone. Before walking out, I took one last look around the empty house. Felt hollow now, but I wasn't sad. I was taking control of a situation that had spiraled out of my hands. Finally, I locked the door behind me and drove off into the night. I didn't know exactly where I was going yet, but I knew I was done being someone's second choice. Hours later, as I settled into a hotel room, I imagined the moment Emma would return to an empty house. The shock, confusion, and regret. It would all hit her at once. Emma came home late that night, expecting everything to be as she'd left it. But the moment she walked through the door, she froze. The house was eerily quiet, too quiet. She noticed it immediately. The The bare walls, the missing items, the wedding photos stacked neatly on the dining table, face down. Her eyes landed on my ring sitting on top of the note. Her hands trembled as she picked it up and read the words. "You made your choice. Now I've made mine. Wait." "What?" she muttered, her voice breaking. She frantically checked the bedroom, the closet, the bathroom, but it was all the same. My things were gone. I imagined the panic sinking in, the realization of what she had done. She must have sat there for hours, replaying everything in her head. Regret is a funny thing, it doesn't show up until the damage is already done. Meanwhile, I was sitting in a small hotel room, sipping coffee and staring out the window. For the first time in months, I felt free. The weight of suspicion and heartbreak was gone, replaced by clarity. Emma tried calling me. Again and again. I let the phone ring every time. I didn't need her excuses or apologies. Some things couldn't be undone. In the days that followed, friends and family started reaching out. Emma had told them bits and pieces, probably to make herself feel better. But when I shared the truth about her betrayal, the sympathy quickly shifted in my favor. I wasn't bitter, though. I didn't want revenge to consume me. I just wanted her to understand the consequences of her actions. Sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is to walk away from someone who doesn't value you. Have you ever had to make a tough decision like this? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.